Recently, I reconnected with a friend who knows my family, and we spoke extensively regarding a wide range of topics. In those topics was how my brothers and sons were doing. All I could say was that they were alive to my knowledge. However, I could tell that they were not pleased with my answer. On cue, they pressed the issue to understand why. Me being one to reach and teach, I obliged them. Because they knew my brothers first, this is where I started the explanation. I spoke about how society's matriarchy teachings ruin many males of every ethnic background, especially the black male. Please do not let me be misunderstood. Matriarchy has its benefits. But when the system, society, or what have you uses it to destroy the male child or teen, this is bad. Note, I am not seeking for no one to play the world's smallest violin to begin the pity party. Because I too was a victim of those mentioned above, but used the best muscle, in my opinion, that's inside the body, the mind, to navigate the gauntlet of life towards success. In other words, no excuses. Here's what I mean. It was only myself and my brother under me for the longest time. This, my dear listeners, is when I became a son husband. Son husband definition. A male child, a teen, who has duties of a husband to their mother. Meaning a child or teen is not allowed to live the life granted to them by birth and or the universe, which leads to far more responsibilities than needed to construct a prosperous life. Example, when a female says to the child or teen that they have to work to help pay for taking care of said child or teen, as if to punish the child or teen for the mother's bad decision making in men or males, what have you. It is a penalty for being born. See top right for the son husband video and more on that. I was responsible for myself and my brother's everything for the longest time, and I feel it taught me massive responsibility. It also left a scar though. So, as I embraced the highs and lows of the son husband's title, not all children and teens can handle such responsibility, I must also note. I began to implement what I learned and use it to my advantage, which opened up various avenues of success. And the man was chiseled from the clay of a teen. My mother had a problem with the very independence that she beat into me. My brothers encountered this as well, minus the ass whoopings. I got most of them. Being the eldest, I'll let you comment down below regarding things of that nature. The difference was that I took to not being codependent, and this is where my mother and I essentially fell out. It perplexed me greatly because I was only following what she taught me regarding independence and was penalized for it.
Penalized how, Akil?
My mother essentially turned my younger brothers against me, stating that I was selfish. This gaslighting technique bothered me greatly, especially when she became ill. Because at the time I was in the middle of my own life, making mistakes, atoning for them, and growing. Later I found out that she had taken me off her insurance policy and inserted my now two brothers onto it. Well, it was her business for her to do so. Here's a problem with here's the problem that I had with that. I was the eldest and got my and my brother's ass whoopings when he rebelled against me, telling him what to do as my mother worked a lot. I was my brother's mom, dad, and brother, son husband. I understood my mom's frustrations at a young age, but could do nothing. There went many a days where I heard her crying. I did not know why she was crying. All I knew was that she was sad, and so was I. So when I passed, excuse me. So when she passed, who do you think stumbled through grieving, selecting the details of her services, etc.? Not her brother. No dude she had dealings with. And not even my brothers. Me. Because I had to be strong for what felt like the nation. I still have not grieved from 2005 as of yet, and it is 2022. I don't know how to explain it, it just is what it is. The ass kicker is to have learned that she cut me out, and to say the least, it was disheartening. Also, who do you think took time off of work to get the last born's affairs in order as he was a teen at the time of her death? Which included attaining Social Security for him through my mother's name and her works, and talking to his high school teachers, trying to convince them to go easy on him. All for him to screw it all up, and I got nothing for my efforts. At this point, the family friend was stunned. The same thing that happened to both my sons. Not every detail, but enough to send red flags to my mind when my son started acting out due to a man's lack of presence. I did not choose to be absent, as I wasn't until I was. The toxic energy imposed on my sons caused them to act the same way my brothers did when I was growing up. And after unburdening my soul, the family friend suggested that I write a book, as they, the listener, hung onto every word I articulated. All said, I am telling him, her, and them to pay attention to red flags. Participate in the preservation of your own mind and energy, and by all means, use your God-given sense. And that's the reality.